Hello, my lovelies. Happy end of October. Happy Halloween. It's now the beginning of November, but I'm just going to do my wrap up for Halloweenathon, which was great fun. I did the readathon, the craftathon, and the watchathon this year. And I completely filled my bingo card, which I can't find, but it's all done. But yeah, I had a great time. It was really good fun. My crafting has mainly been making Lego, and I will put a video in at some point in this of showing you what I built during the event. So that was fun because they're all on the shelf, and I don't want to get them off. Especially the Nightmare Before Christmas set, which is really fragile. It's beautiful, but it's not meant for playing with. You move it, it falls apart. Whereas the Hocus Pocus house is really brilliant and playable, and there's lots of interactive parts to it, and you can take bits off and lift things, and it's great fun. But anyway, it is what it is. But this will be a little video in a minute after I've done the video part of what I watched. So the Halloweenathon was created by Kelsey at Slammer Slashers. I had a great time with it. It's always good fun. And yeah, I loved it. I had a brilliant October. I had a really good time with what I read, what I watched, what I did. My sister came for a couple of weeks, which was fantastic. My son and daughter-in-law came over with my granddaughter. So I got grandma cuddles. It was great. I had a great time. And now it's November, and now it's nearly Christmas, and I've got my Christmas tree up. I know it's early. Look, I know it's early, but my sister was going home on the 2nd of November, and last year it took me a whole day to put my tree up because I kept getting upset, because obviously it was the first year since I lost my husband, because every ornament's a memory, right? So Sue said to me, my sister, why don't you put up while I'm here, and then you can tell me what all the ornaments mean. And and it was a lot easier. So it is up. I've also got a little black Christmas tree that's got all my Lego ornaments on. But I'll do another video about that at some other point. I'm building a lot of Christmas Lego at the moment. So I've just done the Santa sled and reindeer and the gingerbread house. I've got gingerbread at and the other little Christmas tree to do. Not the big one, the big expensive one, but the little one. So I should be building those later today to add to my display at the bottom of my tree. But apart from that, on to Halloweenathon. So in October, well, it started at the end of September, 22nd. And I did a video about what I was planning on doing. And I think I read everything I was planning on reading and watched everything I was planning on watching, pretty sure. But aside from the Lego, I did watch the whole collection of Nightmare on Elm Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6, there's 7, including the new Nightmare. So I watched all of those. This is the collector's edition. So there's lots of interviews and documentaries on it. It was really good fun, and I really enjoyed it. And Tales Point Horror, we did the new Nightmare as our movie club for October, so that was fun. So I really, really enjoyed that, really loved it. I also finally finished watching Midnight Mass on Netflix. I'll fling a photo up if I think about it. And yeah, so everybody was telling me how good it was, and I just couldn't get into it, but I actually really enjoyed it this time. I thought I'm going to stick with it. And after a couple of episodes, it got really good. So I really enjoyed that. I also finished the complete series of Eerie, Indiana, which I bought last year because I was going to do Eerie with a friend, but we never got around to it, so I decided to watch it this time while I was making Lego. So yeah, that was really good fun. Actually, this came out in the 90s, I believe, and I was an adult in the 90s, so I do remember some of them, but some of them I'd never seen. So that was really good fun and proper nostalgic. Really enjoyed it. So that's pretty much what I watched during the month. I don't really watch a great deal, although I am loving the Celebrity Traitors. Anybody else watching it if you're in England, Britain? Loving it. So but yeah, so I watched that. Oh well, I tape it and then watch it, or record it, tape it. God, that shows my age, doesn't it? But anyway, now I'm going to put in a little inset now, showing you the things that I built for my Lego, for the craftathon part of the Halloweenathon event. So there you go. Over to you, Sharon. So these are some of the things I built as part of Craftathon for Halloweenathon. So I did the Nightmare Before Christmas set, which is 3 different buildings. It's actually really, really fragile. So it's something you can't play with, which is a shame, I think. But it is an 18+ set, I suppose. It's something you make and display. But it's got all the characters. There's the trick-or-treaters, the mayor. Actually, there's not Oogie Boogie, which I was disappointed about. There's Jack and Sally, obviously, and there's Santa and a Zero in the graveyard. It's a gorgeous build. It looks really pretty, but yeah, you can't move it about. I also built the Hocus Pocus house. This is much more interactive. There's lots of things that happen. I don't know if I can reach behind. Let's see if I can reach behind. Whoops. No, I can't. But you can make things move. You can get inside it. It's much more playable, and but yes, really lovely. All the characters. There's Danny, Max, Alison. There's obviously Winifred, Sarah, and Mary, and Binks the cat. But yes, that was a great build, and I really enjoyed it. It was probably my favourite one of the month. Also, I built the Day of the Dead altar, so it's really pretty at the front, as you can see, and then you turn it round and there's an actual altar on the back. It's really beautiful, and it was a lovely little build, really simple. And then also the pumpkin farmer, which was great fun. That's a lovely little build. And then if I move him out of the way, the Halloween barn with the evil eye in the window. But this one is not actually Halloweeny, but it's just so much fun. Let me see if I can move it down so you can see it better. There you go. So it's actually an arcade machine, Space Invaders. But if you turn round the back, inside is actually like an old video store. There's an old computer screen, a CD player, videos obviously, a miniature arcade, videos up here. It's just so good. It's so much fun, and then it closes up like an arcade machine. So those were my Lego builds for this month. So yeah, really, really loved it. It was really good fun. So did really well. Got Goonies coming soon, so I can't wait for that one. So that was earlier me on my bookshelves showing you the Lego. So that's what I made and what I built Lego wise. Still quite obsessed. Desperately excited about the Goonies ship, which I've ordered. That'll be by far the biggest Lego set I've ever attempted, but I had to have it. I just love that film. So nostalgic for me, and it's just, you know, I just thought, why not? And it's very expensive, but I've treated it as a Christmas present to myself. So that's how I've done it. But anyway, on to the books for October. This goes from the 1st of October, the books, because obviously the Halloweenathon ran over, but I did a September wrap-up, and this is my October one. So I'll do the Kindles first. I read 9 Kindles during October, and I'll just give you a quick rundown. So first of all, Doors of Darkness anthology. This was recommended by Kelsey, and actually I started off with this. The first 2 stories I really didn't like, mainly because the formatting was just awful. It was really difficult to read. I found it didn't make any sense grammatically, and but then it got better, and I did enjoy the rest of the stories. And the stories themselves, the first 2 were great. They were just edited really badly. So but yeah, the rest of the stories were really good. Really enjoyed it. It's proper Halloweeny. Lots of Halloween stories. Very middle grade, but yeah, great fun. Enjoyed that. Next, I read an ARC. This isn't actually out until March next year. The Small Town Slasher by Stephanie Rose. I loved her debut, which I think was called Hiding Out, which is really good, about a serial killer. This is about a girl called Jenna, who's a horror film fanatic. And she decides to take herself away and go to this, you know, horror-themed cabin in the middle of nowhere, which turns out to be the site of a horrific massacre by a slasher. And guess what happens? It was really good fun. Also very, very nostalgic, I felt. Very much in the slasher vein. And Jenny was a fascinating character. I'm a horror movie fanatic myself, but I don't think I would go to a site. I'd probably look into it. Do you know what I mean? I'd probably look into it and think, okay, is anything dodgy happened in the middle of these woods? That's probably what I'd do. But then again, who knows? Next, I read another art. This is Return to Neverbury. This is out by Chris Lynch. And this is the second one. The other one was Welcome to Neverbury. This is a great collection of short stories. Each chapter is a story about this town called Neverbury, which is full of supernatural shenanigans. There's like witches and cults and ghosts, and it has this really pitch black humour running all the way through it, but the actual horror in it is really, very good. It is quirky, it's very unique. I've never read anything like it, and it's just such good fun. I sat and read this in one sitting. It's just such fun, and the characters in the town, they're just brilliant. And they did link back to some of the characters from the first book. You don't have to read the first book, but why would you not? I mean, they're both on KU. So, I mean, but it's just such fun. It's such fun. So, yeah, really enjoyed that. Next one, another Inside Your Screens by Hayden Robinson. We follow each other on Instagram, and this is his debut. And this is a collection, I think there's 20. I might be wrong, but I think there's 20 short stories in here. And they're all kind of tales of the unease, tales of the uncanny. Do you know what I mean? They're all a bit surreal, a bit weird. Incredible horror stories. And you're just a really, really good time. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, it's like it's kind of almost gothic-y in a way, that kind of very kind of unsettling stories. Do you know what I mean? Where the horror's quite insidious. So yeah, really, really enjoyed that. That's also out now. Next arc, has nearly all arcs in my Kindle. Dead Awake Revelation by Robbie Litsky. This is the 5th book in a 6-part zombie series by Rob that comes out. It's been coming out over the last 5 months. The last one's out this month. I'm just waiting for my arc to come. I can't wait to read the finale. And it's about this town called Egglemoor in England. And people go to sleep, and when they wake up, they're zombies. And if you don't fall asleep, if you're bitten, or, if you don't fall asleep, you don't turn into a zombie. There's lots of factions involved, lots of people exploiting the fact that society completely breaks down. There's initially 8 survivors, and in each chapter is one of their stories. There's less of them now, but I'm not going to tell you who because that will spoil it. And it's just brilliant. It's about this very dodgy medical company that's based in this town that was trying to find a cure for something that released this infection. And then there's, shady government agencies. It's just brilliant. And it's so unique. It's set in an English town. And it's very realistic portrayal of what happens when a town is completely isolated and people start dying and or being killed or turning into zombies, and how society just collapses, And the government solution, of course, is just to, blow the lot up. It's so good. All of them are on KU. It's absolutely worth a read. They're not massively long books. I'd say they were somewhere between a novella and a novel. They're about 200 pages each. And so, yeah, brilliant. I absolutely recommend it. Can't wait for the final. Next, Before We Forget Kindness by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I hope I've pronounced that right. This is another in Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. This is the most recent one, I believe. And again, it's this cafe it's called Funicular, and it's in Tokyo. And it's down an alley, underground. It's in a basement. And if you sit in a certain chair, and you can go back to a time or go forward to a time where a person you want to talk to was there, and you have until your coffee gets cold to tell them what you need to tell them, knowing, of course, that nothing you say can be changed. You can't change history, or you can't change the future, right? But for a lot of people, they go there when they've lost someone, or, when someone's died and you haven't had time to tell them how you feel, or if you made a decision in that cafe that changed your whole life, you can go back and discuss it. It's just beautifully comforting, beautifully gentle, and quite heartbreaking, actually. There's a lot of pathos in this, but I really enjoy them. They're really nice palate cleansing between all the horror I read. So yeah, so that was really good. Next, Scream and Scream Again by R.L. Stein. This was from KU, and It is a anthology of the mystery thrillers of America. They're all middle grade stories. They were really good fun. Really, really good fun. Really easy to read. All middle grade. Very much in the style of Goosebumps and Fear Street and that kind of thing. And it was just really good. I just really enjoyed it. It was a really easy read. It's I think there's probably about 20 stories in there too. It was really good just to pick up and, read a couple. Especially with my sister being here, I felt a bit bad sitting reading for like 3 hours. So it was fine to have a little bit of a reading fix. But yeah, that's on KU if anybody wants to pick it up. Next, The Things in the Wood by Sarah Jules. This is a short story, really. It's only about 40 pages in her Tiny Terror series. And I love Sarah. She's one of my indie authors and I love her to bits. But this is so... I don't know how she makes something so short, so terrifying. And it's about this dementia home that closes down. And this girl's dad died there. And there's supposedly these things in the wood who come out and when somebody's near death. So she convinces her boyfriend to take her to this place that's abandoned. It's incredibly touching, heartbreaking, and completely horrifying. It's this real horror of dementia and what people go through. So yeah, but apart from that, the monsters in the woods, pretty scary too. Final Kindle, Heavy Oceans by Tyler Jones. This is kind of cosmic horror. I've had it on my Kindle for a long time and I just fancied it. Fancied a bit of, sea horror, oceanic horror. And this is about two brothers who have reconnected. And the older brother used to have some weird experiences when he was a child, sleepwalking. And he gets into a fight and somebody dies. And his fisherman friend and his son help him to take this body out on a boat to get rid of it. When they get to the middle of the ocean, they find a massive hole in the ocean. They're sucking everything into it. Anyway, they get sucked into it when the ocean's above them and the seas below them. It's all very topsy-turvy. And something is coming to collect. Something not of this world. And is coming to take over the world. It's just... I can't really explain it, really. It's just... At the heart of it, it's a story of two brothers surviving a difficult childhood, right? At the heart of it, that's what it is. But it's kind of enshrouded in this kind of cosmic visitation. It's just so good. And I really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, that was my Kindles. Then on to my physical books. We'll do the point horror first. Firstly, the bonus book for October was A House of Bones by Graham Masterton. I read this during Old School April, but I read it again for this. It's really good. It's about this renovation crew in a house, and they knock through a wall and find loads of bodies. I mean, basically loads of bones. Some of them hundreds of years old. And it's about this estate agent called Mr. Vane. And this young boy who starts working for, I can't remember his name. What's his name? John. He joins the estate agency. And there's certain houses on his books that he's not allowed to show anybody to. They are specifically Mr. Vane's properties. And the houses are hungry. And it's all kind of mythology, legends, ley lines. It's really good. It's really creepy. The cover's fantastic. I love Graham Masterton, so yeah, this is a brilliant bonus book. Really enjoyed it. The main book of the month for point horror. Sorry, why is it killing me? Halloween Night 2 by R.L. Stein. It's an R.L. Stein kind of month, isn't it, for me? Great cover. And the American copy with the skeletons is so much better, but this is all I could get. And this is about a girl called Brenda, and it carries on from last year. Halloween Night last year, where Brenda almost gets killed. In this one, she hates Halloween, but for some reason decides, her and her friends decide to do this prank movie. Ugh. And about, people dying and people getting killed. I don't know why you'd do that if you had such an awful experience the year before. But anyway, it's basically and there's somebody who's trying to kill her. It's basically a complete rehash of Halloween Night, only a different background, but basically everything happens in the same way. So yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Next, Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. This is the weirdest book I've ever read. It's not the weirdest book I've ever written. It's the weirdest book I've ever read in my entire life. It is Japanese horror, which often I find is really like dark fantasy. And this is about this child. What's her name? Natsuki. She believed she was an alien. And she goes to her grandparents' house, which is up in the mountains. And her cousin, who's the only person she believes who understands her, is also an alien, supposedly. And it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's fascinating and entertaining, but incredibly dark. I mean, really, really dark. I don't, you have to read it to experience it. Check the trigger warnings in here, or the content warnings. People always say triggers, they don't mean that. They mean stuff they don't like. It is, it's incredibly dark, but fascinating. And it looks so cute, doesn't it? The picture, but it's not cute. You know what I mean? It's a horror story. And I really enjoyed it. This was recommended by Emma, who's one of my Point Horror friends. She's a bookseller. So, yeah, brilliant. I've got another one of hers to read. What's it called? Convenience Woman? What's it called? Convenience Store Woman. I've got that one to read. This one, Find Him Where You Left Him Dead by Kristen Simmons. This is like Jumanji, but Japanese. So it's about these 5 friends who went into a cave, I think it was 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago. And one of them didn't come out. Then he starts turning up, saying, you've got to come and get me. You've got to come and get me. And they end up in what is essentially the Japanese underworld. And they have to go through these trials in order to escape and get everyone out. It's very dark, very horrific, quite terrifying, but fascinating. This is a YA, and I believe it's the first in a duology. Yeah. The nightmare continues and she waits for you beyond the dark. I haven't read the other one, so you can read this as a standalone. I suppose it does have a cliffhanger ending in the end. Do you know they get one out and one doesn't come out? But yeah, I mean, it was good fun. I enjoyed all the Japanese inspiration, Japanese mythology, the underworld. I didn't know anything about that. It was fascinating to me. And I bought this at Yelp last year when I went. So yeah, it was good. It was all right. It was a good read. It was fun. Excuse me. Next, I read Fireside Horror by Paul Sheldon. This is, oh bless, look, it's got matching. We love a matching bookmark. And this is a collection of stories about a woman called Elsbeth McGinty, who becomes a widow. And she takes in her, I think he's her nephew. Is he? Doesn't actually say. Cousin or nephew, I can't remember. Called Nolan, and they investigate the weird and the mysterious, the supernatural shenanigans that happen in this strange place in Shropshire. What's it called? Wenderlow. I thought it was Winderlow for a minute, but anyway, I'll just check. Wenderlow. And she's basically like a psychic investigator, basically. She goes in and either sorts out what's going on or debunks it. But it's such coziness. And there's some real like horror in here. Like a lot of it is surrounding legends and mythology of the British Isles mainly. Do you know, there's kind of boggarts and witches, and I mean it's really fun. I really enjoyed it, and it's really like a cozy book to read in the winter because like it's basically ghost stories. You know what I mean? But sometimes there are other things but ghosts. But yeah, so it was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. Then I read Richard Osman, The Impossible Fortune. I love these books. The Thursday Murder Club, a proper cosy mystery, but often quite violent and dark at the back of it. So, what's her name? Joyce's daughter is getting married, and at her wedding, this man sidles up to Elizabeth, who's also a member of the Thursday Murder Club, and says somebody's trying to kill me, and then he disappears, and then his partner disappears, and it turns out it's all to do with this hidden Bitcoin that's worth millions and millions of pounds, and so the Thursday Murder Club get pulled into it. It's just such fun. I mean, at the heart of these books is the four people. There's Joyce, Elizabeth, Abraham, who used to be a psychologist, and Ron, who's an ex kind of boxer. His son was a boxer. I'm not sure if he was a boxer, but he was an activist, like a union man. And they live in this place called, my brain is going. But anyway, they live in this residential home, and which is very posh, by the way, and they get pulled into these murders. There's a policewoman and a policeman who are friends with them, and it's just such cozy murder mysteries, but with a really dark. The crimes they're talking about are really actually quite horrific. Do you know what I mean? They're quite horrible, and very, very violent, but it's just such a lovely gentleness to it. And all the way through you have Joyce, who's my favourite character. She's the one who everybody thinks is sweet, but she's the real psychopath, honestly. And she does a chapter where she just kind of puts it down in her style about what's going on and the silliness of it all. It's just brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I've collected all of them. I've got all of them on sprayed edges, and I really look forward to it. This had bonus material in it from Waterstones because it's a signed. Is it a signed copy? I didn't even notice it was a signed copy. Oh, it is. Very good. And the last book of the month was In the Mouth of Madness by Sutter Kane. They've been talking about doing a book of this film for years. And this came out at the beginning of October. I had it pre-ordered. And it's basically exactly what it says on the tin. It's a book about the film, which is about a writer and a book. So this is basically the film in book form. The film, I don't think, was ever a book before. I think that it was always a film. And it's one of my favourite films and one of my favourite horror films. And it's brilliant, and it's basically about this writer called Sutter Kane who disappears. The publisher brings this investigator. This fraud investigator comes online and says, I don't believe he's gone missing. I think it's a publicity stunt. And they end up basically in his fictional town where all these horrific horrors exist because Sutter Kane is a horror writer. And it's all about, people reading this book and it's sending them insane. So, yeah, really excellent. Really loved it. Absolutely loved the film. The book is basically the film. Do you know what I mean? I was hoping it would be the actual book that is in the film. I'm not sure what making any sense here. But it's actually a book. It's like the screenplay turned into a novel. But I really enjoyed it. It was really good fun. So, yeah, that was me. That was Halloweenathon, October. I mean, it's Halloween all year for me, my darlings. It's Halloween all year. But it is nice when it's official. It's always quite sad when it's over. But I do enjoy November. And I love Christmas. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy it more this year. Although I will be on my own. But we'll see how we go, shall we? But yeah, I hope you're all keeping well. Hope you're all doing well. And remember, my darlings, stay warm because it's nippy now. Stay hydrated. Keep reading fantastic books. Watching fantastic films. Building Lego if you fancy it. I'll see you all next month.